very, very big welcome to all of you for this, the first of the Diamond transmissions or Diamond Light gatherings in October on this really interesting 111 day, and I'm really, really looking forward to sharing this amazing energy portal and time with you. And as we were just saying offline, it really seemed to be that somehow the 1010, which was significantly earmarked as being a powerful portal this year, just seemed to pass everybody by. And then this date actually fell in as a diamond aligned energetic, which, as most of you guys here on the call are actually saying, you felt a profound resonance with. And that's really just the way that the guidance has been in respect of bringing us together on this particular day and occasion, because we have a confluence of energies. Today, I think what's mentioned to you in the preamble is we actually have a new moon, which is the new moon is about creating what do you want to birth for the next month, sowing the seeds for what you actually want to see coming into realization. So we have a powerful new moon, and along with all of the other celestial alignments, really grants us the capability of magical process and transformation with the phrase that Kaipachi uses, which is anything is possible at the moment. So we have an amazing celestial alignment. We also have the gap day alignment. We are in a gap day column. We are transiting the final 6 or 7 days of this really, really intense 52-day period. So that's a really amazing alignment. We also have geomagnetic activity in progress as a consequence of solar winds and a powerful solar wind stream. So we're getting deliveries from the sun and through the sun at this particular moment in time. We have the numerology of the day, which is 111, which, as you guys all know, is a diamond number. So we have a really intense and serious diamond day. Um, and I can't remember what the other one was. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So we are also 3 days into the upswing and the upward move of the ninth wave. So we're actually in the daytime of the ninth wave, whereas the so-called 1010 portal, which everybody else was focusing on, didn't have the ninth wave alignment. The ninth wave was still in its night, so there was a lot of purging and healing that would have been going on through that particular alignment. Though it was not a gap day, we'd moved out of the Mystic Core column. So we did not have the gap day energies actually intensifying it, and we didn't have solar activity at the same time. So it's really, really interesting that we have these alignments all coming into play today for this particular gathering. So thank you for listening to your own guidance and intuition and being here to share in these particular energies. Yeah, 111 equals 3, and it's the Trinity. And yes, and it's the third 111 day of October. And there was something that popped in as well as Morag and I were actually chatting a couple of days ago, that this actually feels more important also because the month started off on a dark note, because on the 1st of October was when the dreadful Vegas shooting actually took place. So it was almost as if there was an attempt to dampen down the portal, the 111 portal, with that event actually taking place on that day. The 1010 day was still in ninth wave night, so there was still a lot of healing and clearing that actually needed to be done around that event, whereas now it feels as if we have the opportunity to move on at a different level. And with this being the third, it's the pinnacle. So we have the two polarities through the 111 and the 1010. And what this day represents is the pinnacle. So the triad, the trinity, the completion, the recognition and the realization of absolute elevated unconditional love. And Elaine's just said, got chills when you just said that. So it feels as if there is a resolution through the process of the gathering today. So lots of synchronicities, just amazing significance around the energies of the day. So here's the Solkin and the module just to show you where we're at. This was the beginning of the 52-day intense period with the first 10 gap days that we started off with in August, moving through, I think it was at the end of August, excuse me, moving through the Mystic Core column. And here's where we are at the moment in respect of the second intense column of gap days. So we still have a period of 6 days after today where we have intensified energy, where we can practice this alignment with the holograms of the ninth wave and really just rest and surrender into the flow, into the movement, into our capacity and ability to dream that into being, because that is really what's being initiated today. And today we have, interestingly, a day which is the red rhythmic moon. And again, you know, all of the energies aligned with the new moon are just so synchronized and harmonized, which is just amazing. So a little bit of information coming up on that. But we have the red rhythmic moon, which has really made the energy of the red moon help me to get connected with my emotions, my emotional world, and to flow in the universal waters. So we may think of the universal waters as well as all of those evolutionary waves that actually give birth to, give form to, and inform life in respect of all of its evolutionary impulses. So it really is just immersing into those universal waters. I am guided by my own power doubled. So this is where our power is today. What that means, this is where our power is. And we are also guided by the same energy. So it's a double influence of emotional flow and surrender with that red moon, if you like. So we are still in the blue castle, which is the third castle of burning, of chaos, and of transformation. So we still have incredibly deep and intense opportunities to transform, to engage the inner alchemist and magician in respect of transforming realities, our reality and the world realities. So very powerful day. Here we have, it is Kin 149, which is the red rhythmic moon. The affirmation for that is I organize in order to purify. Balancing flow. And I love these words, especially in relation to the seals that I was talking about. Balancing flow. I seal the process. Now there's the word coming in, and I didn't even sort of connect that. I seal the process of universal water with the rhythmic tone of equality. So we're talking ninth wave qualities here. I am guided by my own power doubled. I am a galactic activation portal into me. The day is characterized as well by tone 6. Playful seals. Yeah, that's absolutely it, Elaine. Yeah, definitely the playful seals sort of influencing just the perfect guiding animal and guiding essence for our gathering today. Just lovely. Um, so today is tone 6, which is what the rhythmic essence refers to. And there it is about connecting with the music of life, this flow, this rhythm, getting into and aligned with the rhythm of life. From music springs all life. The whole creation exists in rhythm. And in a general phrase, it may be said that there is one common source of human disease, and that is disorder in rhythm. So when we are out of sync, when we are out of rhythm with the music of life itself, when we've forgotten how to play and to flow and surrender to those energies, that's when we create disorder and disharmony, and that is from which disease originates. So let's have a look at the sort of some deeper insight into the aspects of today. So it's the red moon, also known as Muluk. It's about purifying, flowing, and universal water. The earth family that it connects with, it is a gateway to the seed, the moon, the wizard, and the storm. So that is the family of energy. So it's about sowing seeds. It's about the feminine intuitive aspect and energy of the moon. It harnesses and connects with the family of the alchemist, to which the alchemist belongs, the wizard, the magician, and the storm, which represents chaos and transformation. So an amazing family and combination of energies, and also very powerful. With it being a red moon, it links us into the root chakra, and the root chakra is the place from which form arises. It is in this place and space that we have the opportunity to, what's the word, to surrender our beliefs and understandings of security in the external world to the surrender and security of our relationship with the divine. And that's really what it is. The affirmation here, I am Muluk, moon. I am your feeling and your consciousness. I help you to remember God. And that's the rhythms of the divine, the rhythms of the universe. The power in today, the power of the moon is our feeling. It is the world of emotions lying at our feet and waiting to be entered. Moon teaches us that emotions can change like the tides. Emotions are like water. Stagnant water gets polluted. So that's when we're out of rhythm, out of flow. Just as suppressed emotions will pollute your body and soul, let it flow. Feelings need to flow in order to remain healthy. Moon is all the water, the seas, the rivers, the water in your body, the water of the womb, your tears and your sweat. Find it to purify yourself. So this is what we're going to work with. Red moon days are all about surrender to, and this word surrender keeps on coming up over and over as well. It also came up with Kai Pacha and his astrological insights for today as well. So this is surrendering to the will of the universe or the will of the divine. If you've been hitting a brick wall, perhaps you've been trying to force events in the wrong direction. If you go with the flow, you are more likely to go in the right direction. Let go of any control issues that you may be harboring and trust the universe. And it's really interesting as well because this whole word control and the judgments that we have about people which spring from a belief that we have the ability to control our lives um, is what's very heavy for Cancer sun signs, Elaine? Letting go of control issues. So there's just a comment in the chat room here. So something is triggering around that. Yeah, we're just getting a couple of comments. But we were talking about control issues when we had our um, gathering yesterday. We had an Old Souls community gathering yesterday. It was another webcast. So it's just really, really interesting, all of the alignment, because I was so focused on that, I actually hadn't looked. Just affects cancers. Oh, yes, yes. Thank you, Elaine. Affecting cancer with the home issues. Yeah, that's exactly it, because it is letting go of all of those beliefs about where our security lies. And cancer loves the security of a home, and that home life and surrounding and being able to control that space. So yes, you're right. It's very challenging on that particular score. So today is a day of double flow and purification. Note that the moon's gravity pulls on the Earth's oceans, creating high tide on the side facing the moon. At the same time, the moon's gravity also pulls on Earth, so another high tide occurs on the opposite side. Tides are strongest, which we know when the sun and the moon line up. It's just this impact of the moon on the tidal flows of the earth and of the water in our own bodies as well. Focus, the guidance for now is focus on purifying your instrument of perception, your mind and body, by intimately connecting with your multi-dimensional self. And that is ninth wave language. It's ninth wave alignment. It's ninth wave terminology. Ninth wave unity consciousness unifies all of the multi-dimensional aspects that are you. It's unifying everything. So it's unifying within ourselves and unifying for the world stage as well within those holograms. Nurture your body world by anchoring the vibration of your wholeness. Energy flows where attention is focused. Reunite with yourself by being fully awake in the present moment. So some really powerful insights there and deep insights. And this was Kai Patch's affirmation. I surrender to love through the super sacred. And that is surrendering to divine will. When we surrender to divine will, it might be a word that we don't necessarily associate with love, divine will, but divine will is actually governed by love. So I surrender to love through the super sacred and open my heart to you, inviting the healing and transformation that only loving can do. And that is what the ninth wave speaks of, is transformation and healing through the power ultimately of love. And that's love in action. It's not a passive essence or energy. It is a very powerful, active energy that we need to bear in mind as well, because it requires that we take action and do certain things. Sorry, I just need to interrupt you because from where I'm sitting here, I can see a whole bunch of seals out there. There seem to be more than they were 2 minutes ago. I think they're gathering. This is just amazing. Right, so astrologically, what have we got? We've got the new moon in Libra, and where that takes us is into owning all that we are. And here we're talking again about the unification. Everything that we are, shadow, light, everything, owning it all. Everything that still requires healing, everything that has been healed, everything that we have been through, everything on all of those timelines, own it all. It's about surrendering. There's that word. It's about reawakening, a new awakening, and anything can happen. It is a very positive, beneficial time because there's a huge influence by Jupiter, who is the benevolent planet, the soul planet of good fortune, of granting, of grace, of abundance. So there's a huge influence by Jupiter at the moment. Owning our own authority. And it's really interesting that that is an aspect of now compared to where we've just come from, where the moon influence was actually in Virgo, because what that was doing was bringing up all of the challenges and aspects around authority. And we see that with like Harvey Weinstein in the news and the initiatives that have been going around on social media, the Me Too initiative, where women are actually standing up and going, yes, I was also part of this masculine, abusive program that has been running in humanity. And when we can see that, when we can love that into being, we can own our own authority. We have permission to stand up, to speak. And all of that expose is perfectly timed for moving into this particular period where we can own that. We own all of the shadows that we have been projecting, so we bring them back to ourselves. So anywhere that we have an issue with an external authority, for instance, we can bring that back, bring it back to ourselves and own the projection. So anybody who is actually trying to limit or control us externally in some way, shape, or form is simply teaching us how we can actually liberate ourselves from that, own the shadow that we are projecting onto them, and be able to stand in our own sovereignty and our own authority. This time also represents liberation through building bridges in relationships, and this is part of owning the projections and the shadows, because that's all brought into our awareness through relationship. Building bridges in relationships and in life. It's expanding and surrendering to our multidimensional selves, and enabling the dreaming of the ninth wave to imprint into the water of our bodies, because it is in the water of our being that those holograms are stored and imprinted. We will probably not see them being realized until, I mentioned this last night, until sort of 2031 into the 2030s, another decade at least, but we will see pockets of those holograms becoming real as we build up to that time. And it's really, really important, I think, that we maintain our awareness of those small communities where the ninth wave unity consciousness holograms are beginning to materialize. But up until that point, we actually dream those holograms, and we continue dreaming them into physical reality through the water of our own being. We imprint the water of our bodies so that that has a constant connection to what the unity consciousness represents. And if we imprint that into our own water as a memory, it becomes a memory that's stored, a future memory that is stored in our bodies. Then that water, as it flows through and passes out, we are part of the water cycle as much as we are part of the carbon cycle. You know, we continually expel and take in water. We are then feeding the waters of the planet with that imprinted hologram. In every day, in every moment, with every breath that we take, because we breathe out water vapor. We what's the word? We eliminate water from our bodies through the cycle. So we are building bridges in another way through the water of our being, in relationship to our highest multidimensional self. Does that make sense, guys? It's a really broad, huge concept to sort of take on board and to recognize that we are building bridges in many different ways. And the diamond, the pure diamond light of source, through our diamond beingness, we amplify those images. So we are acting in every moment as a living bridge. We give strength and validity to the holograms that we imprint into the water of our being. So it informs us and it informs the rest of the world. So yeah, I do find it sort of really profound in respect of just understanding how biologically we were created to enable us to do this in a very positive and powerful way. So back to the seals. Oh, Rachel, you got on. Wonderful. Welcome, welcome. So glad you managed to make it. So let's have a look at the seals. Now I've got pictures of the white seals, and we know that they tend to be found in Arctic conditions. But we're going to work with them in a different way. But I was looking at these images, and I was just so taken in with the eyes of these animals, because the depth that is opened up through the eyes of these particular creatures is just amazing. And it fascinated me, as I said to you guys earlier, to go and have a look at what seal medicine actually represents, because they were coming into my consciousness all day today. So seals medicine includes protection during change. We may not feel that we need protection. It really is more about containment, connection to the wisdom and the flow of the divine through the changes that are taking place. Elaine says, like the depths of the eyes in Wales. Yes. And I didn't know this about seals because I've never really gone there before. You know, I was thinking, I knew this morning without even looking at the Tolkien that there was a water theme for the process and the energies of today, you know. And then of course started working with the Tongan, and I went, right, I can understand that, the water theme. And I was actually thinking dolphins. So it really surprised me when I went in, and it was, no, it's the seals that actually want to work with us. So the seals, how's this? Now I'd actually said to you guys, this is really about dreaming the nine wave hologram, so that we can open up the pathways and begin to step onto those new pathways. So the seal, actually, the seal medicine is about dreaming and lucid dreaming, so that we become the conscious dreamers of the new reality. It's about imagination, but not only imagination, it's about integrating the imagination and the rational mind. So serves as a harmonizer or a bridge between that imaginative place and space and the rational thinking space that actually assists us in giving form to what we are dreaming or imagining. So the seal is also about creativity and protection from danger, movement through emotions. And I thought, well, how perfect is this for today? Playfulness. It's about the inner voice, supporting and strengthening our ability to connect with our inner voice, developing and focusing your imagination. So that really is not just the dreaming, but being able to focus it in respect of what it is and the playground that we want to imagine and extract the energy from, if you like. Bridging inner and outer worlds. And I thought, oh, this is just absolutely beautiful. And that is because the seals also, they live both in the water and on top of and out of the water. So they bridge the watery worlds and the worlds of form. So they bridge imagination and they bridge the rational form creating aspect of our brains. They are keepers of wisdom, and you can see that when you look in their eyes. Integrate imagination with intellect, balance and harmony on all levels. And I thought, this is just absolutely perfect in respect of a guiding animal. Good bridge correlation. Thank you for that awareness. Oh, you're welcome. It's just so wonderful working with you guys and sharing that with you because it's you get it. You know, you get these things at the many levels that are represented by it because sometimes we can actually get stuck in perhaps one aspect, whereas it is completely multidimensional, you know, and we come to understand this bridging in a very different way. I mean, and in many different ways. So there we have, we're going to work with the seal today, and we're going to work with the light code surrender. So that is actually going to support us in surrendering into the flow of the universal waters, not just the ninth wave. We want to imagine and imprint those holograms, but we're going to allow through the process all of the other waves to flow. What we want to do is we want to allow an energetic flow that releases and opens up the gifts in all of the previous waves because they coexist. So he says, it seems as if the seal's usual position has their heart chakra wide open to those that they face. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Yeah. And look at how we actually treat the seals. Yeah. In many cases. They are just a beautiful, beautiful, gentle animals. And in fact, as I pulled out the pictures, I had a real. It's interesting that you mentioned that, Elaine, because as I was looking for the pictures to go into the slide, I had a massive heart opening with one of them where the seal was facing face on into the camera, and I just looked in those eyes. And it was a very, very emotional release. And I just found myself silently saying to the seal, apologizing on behalf of humanity for the way in which they have also been treated and just being in that space of open heartedness and love and compassion. So it did facilitate a really, really beautiful connection and heart expansion. Right. So there we have it for today. So you can kind of see why it had to be today, you know, that we had our diamond gathering and our opportunity to really work with the diamond frequencies and the diamond energies from a multidimensional perspective. And to begin dreaming the ninth wave. So yes, it's a very important portal. Does anybody have anything that they would like to share or comment on before we go into the process itself? Some lovely comments that you guys have actually shared already, which is just truly wonderful. I'm just going to have a drink while you guys think about whether there's anything you want to share. No. Even the surrendering light code, I just want to point something out to you because we're talking about bridging and harmonizing and all of those things is that we have, this sort of the balance between opposite polarities actually merged through the process of surrender so that we are always held. We always have duality, and then we actually have the pinnacle, the third bridging point, if you like, of this. So just an interesting correlation, which I also never realized, if you like, in connection with the surrender light code. Today is a good day to begin a dream book. Oh, yes, absolutely. Wouldn't that be? The dreams that you are consciously aware of and that you remember. Yeah, so that you begin to equate or align your dreaming with the ninth wave holograms. Kaipacha was talking about surrender. He said he needed a white flag. Yes, Rachel, in fact, you missed it earlier, but I used his quote because the word surrender in the essence of the Tzolk'in energies of the day. And then, of course, going back, there was the word that was actually reinforced. And the energy of the seal actually assists and supports us in surrendering to the harmony of being in total balance. Balance and harmony for all levels, and accessing through that the wisdom that they actually hold within their being. So yes, this word has been coming through from all directions today, and the flow, 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 flow. I saw Kimry was actually writing a comment and then stopped. But if you guys are ready, the light is fading on this side. It's actually getting quite dark. Ready? Okay, all right. So you're all ready. Let's journey. Let's dream. Let's harmonize and surrender. So hopefully the sound will stay stable for all of you that are online, but you'll always get the recording afterwards. So make sure that you're comfortable. Feet flat on the floor. And as always, gently close your eyes, allowing your eyelids to simply rest one on top of the other. As you begin by breathing deeply in and out 3 times. And on each exhalation, your body relaxes, surrenders into the present moment. Deep breath in and out. Allowing your physical form and structure to ease into the surface on which you are sitting, becoming heavy and relaxed. Allowing your consciousness to withdraw from the external world into the magnificent realms of your inner being, the vast universes contained within you. It's almost like just dropping in to your inner space. And as you do, of necessity, all of the thoughts that have been playing on the surface of your mind drop into your heart, becoming neutralized, so your mind becomes like a calm, still lake, beneath which pulses the heartbeat of the earth, of your inherent connection with the flow of love from divine source through your heart. For your mind represents the activity of your mind simply represents the tip of the iceberg on the surface of your being. And the depth of your being is held in place by your heart, the magnitude, the enormity. And as you focus on your heart center, you are aware of a very gentle expansion in the recognition of its role as the anchor of your life. There is a joyous expansion in gratitude and a spilling over of love. Just allow that to flow through, rippling through the water in your cells, the fluid in your veins and arteries, the lymph that flows through your peripheral systems, the fluid around your organs. All is intricately connected. As water is shared and moved from one cell to another across the membranes, the same water from your heart may move through into the fluid around your lungs. From there it may be pulsed or move into an artery or vein to inform and infuse your muscles, your skeletal system. Just be subtly aware of the internal movements and flows of the water in your body. And how the love of your open heart informs and is shared through the water. And as always, use your breathing now to create your diamond field around you, creating sacred space, aligned with the base of your spine, stretching up to the soul star above and the earth star below. stretching out in all directions equally, holding you centered, balanced, in harmony with your being. And the ripples and frequencies from the water in your body flow out into your diamond, projecting their images and pre-existing holograms onto the lenses of your diamond. And just for this moment, take a look around at the facets of your diamond as if they are movie screens. And on each facet, as your diamond slowly rotates around you, is a different projection from within your body, a projection of the holograms that have been stored within the waters of your being, of your form. These are the holograms that have informed your life to this point. Just slowly turn your diamond, viewing each of the lenses or screens, what is playing upon them. For what is playing will be that which is significant at this moment in time. And extend your consciousness now beyond the screens so that you are aware and can see, and it is made visible what the impact is that those holograms have had in the external world that is being created around you. What purpose has each hologram served in physical reality? And you may see different timelines opening up, showing you what the impact has been of each of these holograms that you have carried around and stored within your body. They may be projections that have resulted in positive outcomes and changes, and they may be projections that are shadow related. Simply allow yourself from within this safe and sacred space to observe. And be aware of how your holograms have been either reinforced by others, subtly changed by interacting with others, and where there may be holograms that have a neutral emotional impact. They're almost like bubbles of enfolded frequencies, images sent out into the world. Each time your diamond rotates, the screens and the images change before your eyes, giving you a depth of insight. Just allow yourself to flow with any emotions that arise as you watch these holograms. As the water flows within your body, so your interactions in the world flow and adapt and change. Notice how your emotions change from perhaps being joyful in certain cases to perhaps being shameful. What is the quality of emotion with each one? Don't judge any of them. Simply allow the emotion to arise and flow, irrespective, for it is you. And if you find it difficult, go back to your heart and allow the flow of love from your heart to move into the waters of your being, and allow yourself to simply love all of the holograms that you are witnessing, everything that is projected through your diamond upon the screen of life. Love it, own it, and through the power of love you are able to become a magician and a master of imprinting new and adjusted holograms. Simply let the emotion flow until it is overtaken by the energy of love from your heart. And in front of you now, you become aware, peering through the combination of the holograms, a pair of deep, dark eyes. They are eyes that embody wisdom, universal wisdom, love wisdom. Eyes that draw you into the depths of their being. And behind the eyes you are vaguely aware of a shape taking form, and that shape is of the sacred white seal. A keeper of wisdom, a teacher of conscious dreaming, a facilitator for the magical and the playful, for without play no magic can be expressed. Allow yourself to simply gaze into the depths of those eyes for a few moments as the communication portals are opened between you and the sacred white seal. He is a conduit into the universal waters, the flow of the universal waves and frequencies of creation. And Seal now invites you to follow him into a grander, more expanded, heart-filled diamond field, an enormous field that is flowing through with the expansive energy and waters from a universal source. And it feels as if you first dip your toe into this vast ocean into which he guides you. And as your toe dips into the ocean, there is a focus immediately of the initial evolutionary waves that brought humanity into being. The earlier waves with their challenges and lessons, triggering additional holograms within the water of your body. As your body harmonizes with the flow of those early frequency waves, it may feel a little bit uncomfortable, but Seal is there with all of his wisdom, encouraging you to play with the energy, to reach into each of the frequency bands or waves, to experience the wisdom that each wave carries. And as you gain in confidence, Seal himself dives into the water, the universal flow in this grand diamond. And you follow. Without judgment, you allow those lower frequency waves to flow through your body. Notice where the waves have become entrapped in bubbles or holograms within the water of your cells and your organs. And playfully, the Seal shows you how to burst or break that bubble in which any challenging holograms have been trapped, to free up the emotion that has lain dormant within those bubbles, allowing it to flow through your body. And in so doing, there is an appreciation of all the wisdom contained within it. It was simply waiting to be expressed. So from the birth of humanity, we experience at the lower frequency waves the energy of symbolism, of the symbolic world, of a connection with the flow of life and death. Releasing the fear around death and embracing the wisdom of the eternal nature of our true life beyond the physical. And Seal draws you forward through the ocean as the frequency of the wave in which he guides you begins to increase. And you are aware of that pulsing through and harmonizing from the universal source through the physical structure and waters of your body. as you see the change and the shift in the holograms to those associated with patriarchal strength and guidance, development of the rational brain and mind. How that rational brain was used to create solutions for the ancient world's problems, was used to guide people into communities, and you embrace the wisdom of this wave as you watch the hologram bubbles being burst within you, flowing with the emotion, with the strength, with the gratitude and the appreciation for this wave. And a seal surfaces from the water and dives deep into the next frequency layer within this vast ocean. He draws you into, playfully into the next band or frequency of evolutionary impulse. And that takes you through the realms of control, of industrial development. And you see how necessary it was for people to develop, for evolution to take place through the development of the industrial world, through the speeding up of productivity so that humans had the opportunity to explore knowledge. You see the structure and the realization of all of the formal religions of which you have been a part and you carry the holograms of within your body. They project outwards, and seal gently bursts the bubbles as all of the emotions of guilt and shame and anger and frustration and fear flow through your body, being gently neutralized by the energy of your heart, so that you play with the energy. And you feel and are aware of a bubbling up within you, an overwhelming expansion of the emotion of gratitude, of love, and of joy, of sheer abandonment and surrender. For in one of the holographic bubbles that presents to you is the light code, a three-dimensional essence and energy of complete and total surrender to the process of life itself. And the surrender light code, as the bubble bursts, imprints itself throughout the watery networks, the canals and vessels and cells of your body, releasing you from attachments, as Seal prepares to guide you into the higher frequency waters of the 8th and of the 9th wave, running quite close to each other, of much finer, brighter frequencies, triggering holograms within you that are relatively new, of the upsurge of your recognition of the value that you hold as a female form of human beingness. the value and the magic of the qualities of imagination, of intuition. They ripple through to some of the older holograms that surfaced through the previous waves as they are now released. Any fear and angst that may have surrounded your ability to work within the realms of intuition and higher guidance, being your own master. And overlapping the eighth wave is a magical realm, until now available in only limited amounts through narrow bands or opportunities that we have created to align. And this is the amazing world, the vast expanse of human destiny that we know as the ninth wave. And there will be no holograms as yet existing or stabilized within your body. For this is our mission. This is our gift. This is our opportunity. And Seal now takes you through and into the vastness of the ninth wave within the universal ocean, the ninth wave of human destiny. And the wave is filled with bubbles, each of which contains a holographic imprint of the enormous potential and entirety of the potential that the ninth wave brings. As you move through this water, those bubbles pass you by, each with a vision or an image. Allow yourself, when it feels right, to stop and explore and look into, peer into those enfolded holograms of the ninth wave that are being presented to you. And where it is appropriate, you allow yourself and this flow of water within you that is harmonizing with this wave to burst the bubble of that hologram and infuse the water in your body with that imagery. And if you don't know how to do this or you're not sure, allow the white seal to assist. These are your dreams. These are the dreams that you have been unaware of. These are the dreams that you will bring into being and seed into the waters of the world through your body. Play, explore, imagine, experience the freedom and the wisdom of the ways in which unity consciousness and humanity's destiny is being presented to you through these holographic forms. Dive in and out of the wave. As the frequencies of your body harmonize with it, providing a backdrop and a safe place for that hologram to be imprinted. And as you welcome and embrace each of the images, be aware of how that frequency, the associated frequency of the hologram that you have chosen, ripples through your life, how it ripples through and impacts all of the previous holograms that you were witnessing. Be aware of how the essence and energy of love is expanded through this journey and through this process. You are one with the universal flow. The water that is you is the same water that flows from the stars, from the center of our known universe. You are a living bridge for the anchoring of humanity's destiny. And only in the flow will that conscious dream be realized. Allow yourself to become aware of pathways that extend out from your being, of timelines of potential and possibility for the manifestation of your destiny and of your life in alignment with the holograms that you have accepted into your being. And you can choose any one of the pathways to tread upon, each one of which may have a different outcome, and yet within the bigger holographic picture, each is perfect for its contribution to the whole. And this is one of the reasons why it may seem that there are so many choices at the moment. Each choice has a powerful, positive potential outcome. And in the flow, it matters not which path you choose, for you lay them all down for your own journey of exploration and adventure and magic. For you to play with. And with an infinite sense of the rightness of your being and the rightness of your life and purpose, you now take a deep breath in. As you prepare to return with your holograms to waking reality, to this moment where the timelines converge into your beingness, your perfect beingness now. with the realization that as you play through life, as you allow the flow of all to simply move through you, you engage with your highest potential and future self, and you guide humanity's destiny. And with that smile of acknowledgement and recognition and freedom within your body, as major adjustments continue to take place, you take a deep breath in, aware of the softness within your being, a softness within your heart, a softness in your body, a softness in your mind, where it's let go of rigid thinking, rigid ideas and concepts, and the universal water flows and plays across the neurons of your brain, activating different thought patterns. The universal water flows through the water of your being, churning up stagnant patches and spots, transforming, cleansing, uplifting, clearing. And take a deep breath in now as you give gratitude and thanks to the sacred white seal for his wisdom, playfulness, guidance, and magic, and support of this process. And when you are ready, anchor yourself more firmly and strongly within your diamond, being aware of the Earth star below your feet and the gratitude emanating from Mother Earth for your beingness, your willingness to show up. And once more, deep breath in and breathe out as you return and open your eyes. And welcome back, if you're back. I am aware that sometimes it takes a few moments for you guys to be restored and re-anchored. And there was a lot taking place within that process. I think I've lost everybody. Are you there? We got Kimberly back. Now, I would suggest an awareness during that process was drink a lot of water. Very happily here. Very happily here. Wonderful, Kimberly. That's fantastic. Drink a lot of water over the next 24 to 48 hours because that process was stirring up some of the sludge within the fluids of the body. And that's going to need to be flushed through. There's a lot of softening, a lot of releasing, and a lot of transformation. So we've got, oh, there we go, Patricia. I wept and yawned again. Yeah, it was very deep, very emotional. Just that, and that's it. That's the tears. It's the water. Allow it. Just allow it to flow. Soften, soften and flow. Soften and flow. And continue doing that as you become perhaps more consciously aware and always asking for conscious awareness of the actions to be taken around whatever holograms have been imprinted for you, ninth wave holograms. So Rachel says, I need to go back and do it. I couldn't settle immediately, then went deep. Yeah. So Bonnie said the sludge had already started. Oh, isn't that interesting? It can get stuck. Got the message to drink a lot of water. Yeah, I was seeing that. I now understand some of what's been happening in the last few weeks. Yeah, it's been building up, and it's really been loosening some of the previous wave. What's the word? Some of the previous wave patterning holograms that have been stored in the waters of the body. And this is the perfect day to actually help them to get moving. So we've been softening the boundaries, like scraping off the layer. So now we're actually releasing, and so that we can hold the purity of the ninth wave holograms. Laurie says, expressing here as well how deep this journey process was. Yeah, it felt. I was well aware of that. Very deep. And I have to say to you, like looking out of the window, I was watching the seal family growing. It's like they congregated. I can see them through the rooftops of the houses. They congregated here as we were working. So it is like they were holding a portal, holding an energy for us. So we've got here, Elaine says, wow, last part of the journey, I was in a whitewater raft going down a canyon river. And then at the end was a diamond stargate, that I went through and ended up in a new world where I was in lotus position inside Merkaba bubble, floating over a beautiful blue ocean. Saw myself reflected in other identical bubbles, and then seals appeared from the ocean and bounced all of me around like a helium balloon. Wow! And then came back. Oh, isn't that just beautiful? It's that lightness, that softness, that essence of playfulness that was actually there. And we can only really experience it once we've let go of the rigidity of all of those holograms that have actually been trapped within our being. How are the rest of you doing? Who we've lost somebody? Oh, Patricia. Patricia probably had to go. Amazing, Elaine. I love that. It was that's beautiful, beautiful imagery. Ended up in the new world, and that's it. So Bunny says the issue with women recently has brought up old residue that I wasn't aware of, but I've been invaded and violated, in which is more severe in the DNA in past lives. Yeah, even in my dreams, so not feeling safe. So this is perfect, brilliant. Continue. Yeah, then there again, this is a long process, and I think it would be very, very powerful to do it during this upswing of the ninth wave. So certainly for the next 2 weeks, we have 18 days within this upward cycle of the ninth wave. So there's 2 weeks to really maximize the potential that we've been granted with this wave. Very, very powerful. We got some more comment coming in. Beautiful journey. Will we listen? I did find joy in the ninth wave holograms. I think what's going to be interesting is watch becomes obvious for each of you within the ninth wave holograms, because it's likely to be completely different to what you expected or thought it was that you were going to be doing. And I think that's a lot of the uncertainty that's been around, because people have been saying, what I thought I was going to be doing is actually not what I'm feeling I'm going to be doing, but what I'm going to be doing, I think, Rachel, you were one of these, but what I'm getting a sense of is something really, really big. And that's what I also feel an awareness of. Yeah. So there's different pathways, and it almost doesn't matter which path you choose, because each one of them, if it is done if the pathway is chosen in alignment with the ninth wave holograms, is going to be perfect. It's going to have an outcome that supports the whole. So it's almost like we lose and get rid of our any attachments to what we ought to, should be, think is the right thing to be doing. So we got, I feel deeply relaxed. I noticed some videos I saw today made me cry instantly. Thought it was strange that deep emotion should come up instantly. Yes, I noticed I was also feeling very emotional today, and weepy. Amazing. Went very deep as usual. Just had the thought earlier in the day of letting go of rigid thoughts and rigid ways of being. Yeah, there you go. See, the synchronicity around all of that is just absolutely beautiful, because it is. It's softening into the frequencies of the ninth wave. The only way that we can access really those holograms is to soften into them. And then we begin to concretize them with structures as we bring them into being in the world. So it's not saying we let go of structure completely. It's saying the rigidity of the old structures is what is being required of us to release, so that we can flow into and begin to create the new ones. And we understand that concept. This is just doing it within the wraparound, and in the entire field of the ninth waves, part of our alignment. So thank you. Holding my water glass and wanting to draw the surrender light code on it. Yeah, do that, Elaine, or print, copy, and place glass on it to energize it. Absolutely, please do. And do that. Create your energized imprinted water with the light code. That's one of the functions of the light codes. They actually do. They imprint the water. You then take it into your body. So very, very powerful for doing that. So yes, please do, and continue surrendering, but surrendering to the flow of divine love and the flow of divine will. And as always, I just want to say to you all, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here, for sharing in this process, in this energy, in this essence, for showing up and for being you, because you are all magnificent. You are all conduits. You are all gifts. And I honor that within every single one of you. You are all magnificent beings. So thank you, and everybody, thank you, all beautiful starseeds. Yes, you are. And yeah, let's see over the next 2 weeks. Well, it's what, 10 days till the next one. So we got 19th and 29th. Let's see what begins to take shape and form and experience through the next 10 days until we meet again. Oh, there we go again. Rachel says it poured with rain today. It's been dry for a while. Actually enjoy getting wet. There you go. Synchronicity. Go play and splash and have fun in the rain, and have fun with the flow of the water. We just got a few more comments. So much, much love to you all. Oh, wow. Kimry, on the 29th, I should be flying home from Costa Rica. Well, fantastic. So I really hope that you are able to anchor in perhaps some of the ninth wave essence into Costa Rica. You surfing! Oh, brilliant. How fantastic is that? Oh, that's wonderful. Time to jump in puddles. Yes. Like playfulness, and think of the seals when you do that. So surfing, I hope you have some amazing surfing companions. Elaine, I will certainly thank the seals where I am. There's a big, big thank you going out to them right now. It's not too dark to see them anymore. But certainly I was aware of the gathering as we were working, and it was just really, it's really, really beautiful. Honored for all of you guys to actually share your light in this forum, and as always for being part of the global community. So much, much love until the 29th. I'm going to get the recording out as soon as possible, and hopefully this evening. And I love you all. Love you all. Good night.